مدام يسرا مغوري. بالنسبة لبرشا منكم مش جديد عليكم، كنت معنا في شي انسبايرز وعملنا سيسيون كانت تري ريوسيت، وحكينا على ان سوجي بارتيكولي ما قعدناش فيه برشا اللي هو الجروث مايند سيت. اليوم حبينا نفصلوا فيه اكثر ونحكيو فيه اكثر، دونك باش نخلي مدام يسرا تعرف لنا بروحها ونبداو في السوجي.
عسلامة الناس الكل، تحشري بتكم. Thanks for being here with us. It's really a pleasure to نجي محضر ESPRIT students again, and I hope this is not the last time. Again, as Sahar mentioned, اليوم باش نحكيو على growth mindset. And for this subject, I prepared a presentation, and if it's okay to start sharing my screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Just I'd like to mention the participants. بعد إذا كان عندكم des questions, levez la main ou vous passerez par ordre. Merci. Ou bien sur chat, quand vous voulez.
Perfect. Okay. You let me know if you see my screen. Are we good?
No, not yet.
Is it coming through?
Non, je pense que
Okay. Let me try again. The entire screen. Okay. Sure. Let's try this.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
C'est bon.
Can you see it right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome. Thanks for confirming. Hey again, everyone. Like I just mentioned, today I'm going to be talking about growth mindset. The presentation is in English, but bien sûr, je نحكي شوية Tunisi, French, English. Hope my goal is that the information will be سهلة, that you will understand the concept and all the content I'm presenting today. The agenda for this presentation, I'm going to start by introducing myself, explaining and talking about the success psychology, share a comparison between the fixed and the growth mindset, talk about the key ingredients to growth, and steps to build a growth mindset. At the end of the session, we'll go through the chat and see if anyone already asked a question. Sinon, raise your hand and we can take questions live. All right, let's get started. Aslema, my name is Yousra Magouri. قريت computer science في ESTE في الشرقية, and that was 2007, so quite a while. What I do is I'm specialized in CRM and marketing technologies. I am currently an associate principal technology architect at Salesforce. Previously, I worked at eBay, at Microsoft, and worked on multiple projects for different clients. I am also the founder of OpenMinds project. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the initiative. If not, l'initiative of the OpenMinds project, we give access to online and offline programs to students and young adults in Tunis. We do networking events, one-on-one mentoring, career assistance. We share internship opportunities. The initiative is designed to bring people together, to share ideas and build mutually beneficial connections. Something else I am passionate about is writing. I I am a publisher of a number of articles on Medium, and at the end of the session, I'll share some resources and some links. I write about growth mindset, career skills, and parenting. All right, so to do this session, I'm gonna need a volunteer who can help me with the task. Can you please raise your hand or in the chat kind of say if you can help me? All right, not all at once. I think I heard one. I can't see the chat box. Do we have people who are willing to volunteer?
They asked you what's the task.
Exactly. This will be perfect for my next slide. Now, اللي ما حبوش volunteer, what stopped you? What was going through your mind? Now, probably the moment I said I need a volunteer, a little voice in your head was like, oh, what does she want? What is this about? I don't know. ما عنديش enough information. I don't think I can do it. هل باش تسألني بالإنجليزي زعما ولا بالعربي? Maybe my English is not that great, so ما نحبش نوحل روحي. So I bet there are so many questions going on in your brain, and for those who wanted to volunteer, a completely set of different questions would go in your mind. You're like, oh, okay, that's fine. This could be fun, and but why not? So here, the decision you just made explains and highlights that voice in your brain has so many effects. It all starts there. This is all the possibilities of somebody who doesn't want to volunteer or who's shy. I don't want it to look stupid. I'm scared. I'm not prepared. My English is not great. Not for me. All the things that I just said بالعربي. Now, like I just mentioned, it all starts in your mind. That decision of doing something or not do it, to go for it or not, to subscribe to go to it. Even that decision to come to this session, it was that voice in your mind. Okay, is this going to be good? Am I going to learn something? So all that thought all starts in your brain, and that tells us something, that the mindset is so important when it comes to making decisions. It is the one that let us sometimes skip some opportunities just because we didn't have enough information, just because we didn't think we can do it, just because l'anglais متاعي ماهوش طيارة، وإلا l'accent متاعي ماهوش طيارة، ولا بلكش الجوبز هذايا الريكوايرمنت متاعو أكثر من السكوب متاعي، بلكش الماستر هذايا البروجرام it's not fit for me. What I know today is not what they want. So all these decisions are powered by our mindset, are powered by our beliefs in the way we think about learning. So what we just talked about are two sets of mindset. One that is called, and I think I'm going to skip to the next one. Let me start with this one first. Now, لحكيتوا هنا الكل بتاع am I good for this؟ أنا ما نعرفش. I don't know. Like what do you want? Give me more details. Maybe الآخرين يضحكوا عليا. Maybe I don't want to going to somewhere where I don't have all the details and I don't have all the skills. So الريسيرش هذيا this psychology behind all this was studied and was a subject of research. متاع Carol Dweck. She's a Stanford University professor. She wrote a book called Mindset. And I actually have a copy here. I'll show you في آخر السيشن. So her research, her research was focused on how we think about learning and why some people succeed and other equally talented do not. Her work uncovered two ways of thinking اللي هما about skills and development اللي هو a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. الريسيرش هذايا is widely used right now in the US at least في education, في السبورتس عند الاثليتس, في corporate leadership programs and all that. And if you Google it, كان ما تعرفوش already, you will find so many resources even on YouTube. She has some TED Talks about the topic. There are a few other people who are talking about it, Zeda. So the term growth mindset started with the research of Dr. Carol Dweck. Now, I'm going to go back to this slide where I'm explaining the two different mindset. People with a fixed mindset, they think intelligence is born. هذاك طفل مولود ذكي الاخر ماهوش هكاك على قده. هذاك naturally good at math الاخر الامور معناها artistic. برشا قبل نسمعوها ونسمع روحي معناها I say it أنا مخي scientific أنا ما نعرف كان هكا لا هذاك ليترير ما يساعدو كان الليترير. So we start boxing ourselves in certain spots while we think اللي نعرفوه هذاك هو. Like you cannot jump from one box to another and you're not in control of your abilities. There's no way you could go to the other side. There's no way you could start learning piano وتولي musicians. ماكش talented انت معناها تجي تحكي مع واحد تقول والله هذايا Yasmin Aziz, she's so talented. And then you say, this is a conversation between me and one of my friends one time. And she said, she's so talented and I'm so impressed. تعطيها الصحة talented مش normal. And I was like, yes, I think mania, it's not so, it's possible to anyone, which anyone picks up a new instrument ويتعلمها. She said, no, I'm not born. أنا ما عنديش talent. So that mindset نتاعي هي عندك يا ما عندكش تتولد به والا ما تنجمش اللي تتعلم حاجه ما هيش في السكوب نتاع طاقتك اللي انت مولود بها already. That is the mentality نتاع الفيكس mindset. والعباد اللي في الفيكس mindset they usually tend to focus on the immediate result. كي يمشيوا لتشالنج ولا كومبيتيسيون ولا واحد all they keep thinking هو إن شاء الله ما نحشمش روحي. I don't want to be humiliated. I hope I can win. ديما الريزولتا immediate هذايا ننجح ولا ما ننجحش. It's that mentality. The immediate result is what matters to them. While people in the growth mindset, it's definitely a different way. They see things different. They see learning as a journey. They think that intelligence with talent is developed. All skills are developed. If you research actually anyone انتم مغرومين بها على الاخر ما نعرفش هنا في السبور في الباسكتبول في الميوزك في التكنولوجي anyone you really معناها ستار عندكم and just research how much time they spend doing what they're doing. You will know اللي they train a lot, they spend so much time practicing, they're growing their skill constantly, they're obsessed with what they're doing in a way that they're constantly working to grow that skill. People are في growth mindset, people believe that we are expert because we build that expertise. ونحن we are in control of our abilities. معني أنا كي نحب غدوة نتعلم تكنولوجي جديدة ما نعرفش أنا move from CRM tech للengineering or something else or نحب نولي في الماركتينج. I want to be a marketer. I want to be نعرفش أنا في aerospace. I want to go to something different. I don't have the skill today. It is possible because I'm in control of my abilities. I can make it happen. I believe that the abilities in theory, they can learn and grow. And this is another example that is hopefully will help you understand the concept هذايا. اللي انت كي تدخل مثلا تمشيش تترينا for 2-3 years then you go to a gym تلقى واحد هكا flexible و strong و muscled he can lift weight تغزر له وانت you're so impressed. You think he's talented. You think there is no way you can get there. You think معناها انت ماهيش ليك الحاجات هذيك while the reality of things is that person trained there every single day. They kept growing that skill. They kept growing that muscle. And if you want to achieve that, there is a way, there is a path. It's a learning journey, and you can do it. So hopefully the concept between these two mindsets are clear in your mind. And please, in the chat box, if you want to discuss anything later when I'm done, please do. So حكينا على the two mindsets. They're different. Now, what are the key ingredients to growth? شنو الانجريدينت؟ شنو spices? What do we need? First step, if you don't believe it, you will not do it. If you don't believe you can grow that skill, you're not going to take any steps. So the step number one to any growth is the belief of your ability to improve. يلزمك انت تعتقد، يلزمك تعرف اللي انت تنجم تتعلم new coding واحد skill، تنجم تتعلم حاجة جديدة. And actually you're going to the university to learn. يا أخي اللي تعرفوه توا. What you learned today, did you know it معناها كي تخرجتوا من الباك؟ You did not. You built it. That knowledge, you built it. Before starting to grow new skill، ولا واحد باش يبدل career، ولا واحد باش يقدم يبلاي على career opportunity or to be sponsored or any new opportunity, you have to start by questioning the beliefs اللي عندكم. You have to question your assumptions about yourself. هل أنا a math person؟ أبدأ اسمعوا لك الvoice اللي in your head. يعني start being more aware of it. Sometimes you hear yourself saying I'm not a math person. الحق الماث هذا مش متاعي، أنا ما نجمش نعمل كده. أنت الماث مش متاعك، معناها statistics ما نجمش تتعلمه، معناها data science probably ما هوش good fit for you. هل نجم أنت تتعلم data science if you start with the belief that you're not a math person? You cannot. You cannot make any actions. معناها failure من الأول. معناها the decision, the immediate decision هي I'm not gonna do it. صباح الأخير. معناها you have to look for something else that aligns with your skills today, that aligns with your abilities اللي انت you believe اللي عندك الحاجات هذوك. I cannot learn piano، مش متاعي، مانيش talented. ما نجمش نكون public speaker، معناها I'm too shy ولا أنا introvert. I said that about myself 6 years ago or 7 years ago. There is no way I could go in front of a crowd ونعملهم. يا أخي أنا شكون؟ Who am I? Who am I to give you a speech about growth mindset? Who am I to give you a speech about CRM technologies? كل البeliefs متاعي النويز اللي في مخي who are you؟ معناها no, this is not for you. This is too complicated. Again, that little voice inside of our head is so powerful and it's driving our decision. Step number one ولا الكي ingredient في الجروث باش تقدم باش تتعلم is believing that you can do it, that abilities متاعك you can build any abilities, they change. And one advice here, if you're struggling with this, is study the brain. Like how does the brain function? كيفاش neuroplasticity, how does your brain grow? كيفاش كي تتعلم a new skill, what happens in your brain? It helped me a lot. I enjoyed it so much when I learned when you're learning a new thing, you basically have to build new paths في مخك. That struggle نتاع تتعلم حاجة جديدة is basically your brain is trying to figure it out. Your brain is learning it. A new baby باش يتعلم هو باش يمشي is basically he has to build that. Babies they don't ما همش born يتعلموا يمشيوا. It takes some time, it takes some practice, it takes some خاطر يراو في العباد تمشي على الزوز ساقين, so they learn that by watching, by learning, by practicing. So ingredient number one هي belief in questioning the assumptions. Moving to step number two واللي هي more obvious, you have to do the work. If you want to be an engineer يلزمك تقرا معناها engineering. If you want to be a doctor you have to go do the work, you have to go study. But now the studying ما عادش university, and actually if then تكمل انت القرايه في university, does that mean like growth is done? Does that mean like your learning journey is over? Definitely not. That's just one way. You have to do the work اي حاجه تتعلمها جديده. مثلا انت تحب تعمل ستارت اب نتاعك، you probably ما عندكش حاجات في الكوريكولم توا اللي تقرا فيه. There is not something like that. You have to do the work in terms of gather the information. اعرف شكون الكي players، اعرف العباد اللي عملوها قبل. And that's so important. You need to know who's doing what you want to do. You need to have network with people having the same goal. When you need to volunteer. مثلا كان فما حاجه حتى عليها تحب تعمل حاجه في البايوتك مثلا، هذاك الديسيبلين اللي تحب تركز فيه. Focus on seeing who are the key players, who are the companies اللي في تونس والا في any other countries you're interested باش تمشي لها. Volunteer باش تتعلم من knowledge. Talk to people, gather the information. YouTube. Follow the people on Instagram, read the articles. You need to know your business. معناها انت باش تتعلم حاجه يلزمك عامل ماب، عامل الكوريكولم كيما في اليونيفرسيتي they tell you exactly شنو هما الماتيريالات اللي باش تقراوهم وكيفاش باش تعديو و here is your curriculum, here is كيفاش باش تنجح انت. You're gonna have to do that for your life going forward, and it's really up to you. There is no way معناها باش تموفي anywhere if you don't do that. You're setting up a goal. Now انت تعرف الجول. I know my goal. The first question is what do I need to do to achieve my goal. تولي انت تبلدي معناها تعمل ليستة متاع 10 حاجات you're gonna do to achieve that goal. If you didn't do that, that means it's not a goal. It's just an idea ولا dream وإلا لا ترتقي إلى مفهوم specific goal. So we talked about the belief. We talked about doing the actual work. Now is also so important to know what to do when you face challenges. A fact of life, there will be challenges. You cannot change that. Most of people with fixed mindset, تصعب عليهم الحكاية. Okay, I'm done. I'm checking out. I'm quitting. This is not for me. What I should have known من الأول وأنا مانيش متاع هذا و statistics صعيب عليا و data science is so complicated. ومعناها you shrink. You check out, تخرج منه روم الجملة. While when things happen, معناها when it's difficult, it's really difficult. One thing you need to know, your brain is doing the work to help you build those connections. You need to understand that the challenges are part of the process. Since مانيش نجمو نبدلوها, we cannot deny them. We cannot go in a واحد I wish الحياة كلها هكا slide انت هكا just سايب روحك وتسلايدي. It's not that. It's actually climbing and it's sometimes hard. And a lot of people when they don't go through challenges, they don't build that muscle. يطلعوا sometimes you see people ما ياخذوش الpath العادي when they face challenges, they build their own future, their own career, they go through the real stuff. They'll go to تطلع انت تلقى طالعين بالاسانسور. You look around and see there is no muscle. They did not build any muscle because they didn't go through the actual challenges. Whenever you're faced with challenges, اعمل سيستم متاع okay, this is hard. I know I'm gonna have to go through it, but let's do it. Let's see how can I go through this. معناها تولي okay, what is the problem? خلينا نفريقوه معناها let me start by solving few small problems at a time. You have to remind yourself that the reward is worth it. What matters معناها okay أنا توا صعيب عليا السمستر هذي ولا التريمستر هذي ولا العام هذا is so hard, but I'm gonna have to go through it. I'm gonna do it. I can go through this. Once I نتخرج, this is so worth it. Just remind yourself of the reward. We talked about the belief. Question what you know about yourself. Don't let that voice يخليك تمسي opportunities. We also talked about doing the work. Show up. You can't تتعدى وتقراوي وتنجح واحد if you don't show up. A very personal example here. My kids 3 months ago, they had a ninja competition مع UNAA, which is famous, like a ninja association. It's their first time ever. And their coach recommended it. And I thought it would be good, their first Takayimshi competition, test their skills and all. And they were so scared. They said, we don't want to do it. They literally cried. Yeah, mommy, we don't want to do it. They didn't feel comfortable. They didn't feel like they know enough. They never done this before, so it was so scary. And I kept pushing. We're gonna have to do it. I'm gonna be with you. We're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it goes. وكان جبنا معناها نجحنا ما نجحناش, at least we tried. So next time we're prepared. This is 100% what happened. We went. My daughter, بنعرفش كنت تابعوا فيها في Instagram, or you know me personally, my daughter was holding my hand for the first 20 minutes. She was scared. She was not confident at all. معناها just going through the process of learning, like I can see it قدامي معناها just manifesting. They did the challenge. They both got to second place. وروحنا بمedals. They were so happy. You can't believe معناها الجوي متاعهم, taking pictures second place ودرا شنو. They thanked me. They said, thank you so much, mommy, because you made us go. And the lesson from all this is you have to show up. You have to do it. You have to test your skills. Sometimes باش تمشي لبلاصه ما تعرف منها حتى شيء. باش تمشي للانترفيو لا تعرف شكون في الكومباني ولا عندك نتورك ولا عندك حتى شيء. You just have to ترمي روحك وتمشي. معناها this is it. This is the process. Understand it, acknowledge it, go with it, you will learn. حتى كان ما جبتش الميدل نهارتها, even if you don't understand what's going on. And there are millions of examples of people يمشيوا ويحبوا يبلايوا عند Google. They get rejected and they go back and back. And في الآخر they get tired, but they tell you, every time I was rejected, I learned something. When it was hard, I just have to go through it. Or any other example, معناها startup, they go through a lot of challenges. One, you cannot change الباركور متاع الحياة. This is it. And our brain, we wish معناها we can load information or data or skills هكا preloaded فينا, but that's not how it works. You have to build it. So anyways, we talked about the belief. We talked about doing the work. We talked about how we see challenges and كيفاش واحد ما يفصعش. Stay, show up. Now we're gonna see, okay, now you showed up, Emma, you didn't get the medal. You didn't succeed. You failed. Now, العادي, the regular, your mind, that little voice باش يرجع لك, you made a mistake, shame, such a shame. ما ترد بالك تحكي الحكاية هذه لحتى حد. Don't share it. You're so معناها ashamed of yourself. This is not what I thought. معناها واحد وأنا I thought روحي smart. I thought I was smart enough. I thought I did really well في الانترفيو. You start questioning yourself. معناها this is terrible. But guess what? Mistakes are important. Mistakes كيما challenges, they gonna happen. You need to shift that focus من mistakes هذيا. Forget about the mistake هي شنية. Try to remember the lesson. What's the lesson? Try to understand what went wrong. How can I show up better next time? You didn't understand, talk to someone you trust, a mentor, having people around you trust. Okay, they'll tell you, mania. Somebody you trust, they'll tell you, okay, you know what? If you really want to go to be a people manager or تحب manage عباد, you have to learn new skills. راك انت توا طيارة في technical, but this is not what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a new skill set. Basically, كان عندك فليجة ولا tool, tool box فيها technical واحد. Now that's not gonna be very helpful. You need a totally different set of tools. And guess what? You have to learn it. تعمل لي انت لا انا انتروفيرت وانا ما نجمش نمشي نحكي مع هذوما واكيد معناها واحد توا هو عامل he's bad at his job نمشي انا نقول راك you're bad at your job. Well, you're not gonna say that, but you're gonna learn how to resolve conflict. You're gonna learn how to lead people by example. You're gonna learn how to have better communication. You're gonna learn how basically حاجات كل هذه جديدة. إما وكي تعمل أنت غلطة, this is not the end of the world. نحنا as human we're so hard on ourselves, and you're not unique. when تغلط هكا ولا تطيح ولا تجيب نوت خايبة وإلا تمشي الانترفيو ويرجكتيوك ولا you're not unique. We all go through that. It's okay. It's impossible to succeed without making mistakes. You're not learning anything. كان انت ما عملت حتى mistake. Show me واحد في العالم هذايا نجح he never made a mistake. It's like impossible. You cannot grow without making mistakes. You cannot grow without facing challenges. When you have mistake, learn how to share them. Hey, هذايا برسمي انا عملت حاجه غلطه. Can we مثلا تمشي للتيشر can we معناها نبروجكتيو السولوشن نتاعي and see what went wrong, see what I missed. That mentality نتاع okay, I did this wrong. تتعلم. You'll build that muscle نتاع المستيك ماهيش حاجه واحد يحشم بها. بالعكس, that's really the opportunity for you to learn. خاطر you're gonna see معناها the process اللي في مخك and what worked and what did not. Now, there is a lot you can do by yourself, but there is very important piece that you need to learn is to seek feedback. You're not going to be able to grow at a certain point. Somebody tells you what's going on. If you are seeking growth, you have to find people that you trust and they're willing to give you feedback. عندك انت مثلا paperwork you're going to submit. It's really important that to have somebody proofread it. What do you think? هل أنا معناها I hit all the points اللي طالبينهم؟ هل عندي كل شيء؟ What do you think? أنا معناها كي نتكلم معناها what's my tone? Am I coming too hard? Am I doing it the right way? And also, even when you don't seek feedback, if somebody, let's say a manager وإلا your trainer وإلا your mentor جاك وقالك اوكي انت والله في الحاجه هذيا اللي تعمل فيها you're making, I know you're doing your best and you're trying to hit this and this and this. الساندويتش ينجم يعطيها لك في ساندويتش باهي اما راك معناها you have to start نعرفش كومنتي بالكدا الكود نتاعك. You have to start معناها نعرفش انا الكود نتاعك مش نظيف. You have to do a better UAT قبل ما تدليفري السولوشن نتاعك. There are so many that you will have to go through some time. المانجر نتاعك والا somebody التيتشر والا اللي هو باش يجيك يعطيك فيدباك. في العاوز انت تاخوها personally ونو وش تقصد وعليش وين عامل مجهودي وين I did everything I'm supposed to do. Guess what? If he came back with that feedback, now that means there is something not going the way it should be. Be receptive. ولا يعطيك feedback, listen and ask question. مثلا واحد يقول لك اوكي معناها السولوشن نتاعك خايبه. That's not a feedback. If he said that, you say, can you explain more? What do you mean? You need to have that data باش انت تصلح من روحك. You cannot know everything. معناها knowing اللي أي عبد عنده blind spots, عنده الassumption, عنده الباك نتاعو. Having a fresh opinion من عبد آخر وإلا a mentor or a manager, it always it helps you في الgrowth نتاعك. These are opportunities. كيما mistakes معناها the way you see them will change الباركور نتاع الgrowth نتاعك, will change the way you see things. All right, we went through key ingredients with spices اللي لازمين للgrowth. قلنا we have to work on our belief, we have to do the work, we have to persevere for challenges, we have to seek feedback والmistakes نتعلموا منهم. There is nothing wrong there. Now, if you ask me, how can I build a growth mindset? How can I unlock the next level? How can I reach my potential? Where do I go from here? شو نعمل هنا توا معناها is this it? Am I at a point where there is no way معناها I can grow, I can stretch? The answer is of course no. Remember it. في المات there is always +1. Remember it. This is في معناها has to be in your brain. There is always one little thing you can do better. There is always one thing you can learn to do. معناها infinite. And the brain is like a sponge معناها. Literally, the research shows that there is nothing your brain cannot learn. Understand that. Going from there, what do I need to do? The belief. حكينا بالبelief nothing is gonna happen كان انت ما تعرفش اللي انت روحك you can do it in a way مش I believe I can fly I can do anything I dream it we should do it kind of thing مش الحديث هذاك الواحد the belief متاع تفهم انت skills راهم مش واحد يتولد بيهم و look at yourself انت today look at yourself what is a skill today that you know how to do that you don't know how to do a year ago just look at yourself I'm sure there is something the belief in your ability to figure it out whatever challenge عندك PF عندك ماستر عندك job interview عندك internship interview تمشي بالمايند سيت هذيك okay whatever problem it is I'll figure it out يعني هذيك the basic هذيك الفاونديشن متاع if you want to grow if you want to take your career to the next level if you're going to keep stretching learning معناها grow your knowledge in any في أي discipline في أي domain you have to believe in your ability to figure it out once you believe اللي انت okay ça va هذايا معناها even في الخدمة you have to learn new tools و new واحد و how slack و how شنو يعني ديما فما new tools يا أخي بالفيكس مايند سيت will freak out تجيك حاجة جديدة oh my god معناها لازمنا نتعلموه هذايا و this is no the way we had is better علاش نبدلوا فيه that mentality no once you it's not gonna take you anywhere وبالعكس you're gonna be منعوت بالصباع في التيم and from my personal experience I manage few people and I noticed that in some of them and to me no way in no way he's gonna go anywhere if he's gonna continue with that mindset once you have belief once you have your mind set في حاجة you find if you believe you can do it you will find the courage to get up and make it happen to start and you focus on the progress توينا مش نتعلم ما نعرفش أنا German بديت اليوم ما نعرف حتى كلمة مشيت على جوجل تعلمت 10 كلمات تجيش أنا نقول والله German هذايا صعيب على الآخر فك عليا منه while that's what's gonna happen most likely because it just gets hard on the brain you go back and you say okay day 0 I know 0 words day 1 I know 5 that's quite a progress خلينا نكيب هكا المومنتم هذايا ونشوف وين نوصل به بعد شهر if you're consistent and every day you're learning 5 words by 1 month you care والله أنا سبا عملت في واحد وتولي طشين okay if this is really important to me وكان أنا مش نبلاي الحاجة في Germany let me continue هاني أنا نكمل في قراءتي توا anyways باش ناخذ 6 months هذوما نقوي روحي في الفوكابولير خلي نمشي مانيش شكلي معناها I know nothing that will help me consistently every day you learn 5 words by 6 months you will know a lot you'll probably تنجم تفهم شنو العباد يحكي and this is just example to show you that it's so important that you keep your focus on the progress versus اليوم هنا يخينا ب5 كلمات باش نمشي بيهم هذوما معناها ridiculous هذا تبقى انت again it's you and that voice اللي don't let it be amplified make sure ترجعوا الاثنين صحيحة that's the first part part number 2 you're probably all engaged في universities سوا إن شاء الله الكلكم تنجحوا إن شاء الله then what then it's not gonna stop whatever the thing you want to learn أي حاجة ما نعرفش في القراية في الهيلث في hobby في anything you have to build your curriculum منين تبلديه انت الواحد البرنامج نتاعك for your واحد learning journey you have to do online resources so you have no excuse كل شيء موجود online there are معناها YouTube Google Instagram Facebook people you can talk to you can go and do mentoring ask somebody to be your mentor but don't be shy you'll be so surprised how many people are willing to help go volunteer كان انت كملت قرايتك وما زلت ما تستنى في حاجه والا معناها you don't have something aligned go volunteer in something اللي هي تلايني مع الجول نتاعك make a development plan and be intentional if you say okay انا نحب نتعلم data science وريني الكالندريه نتاعك ما عندك حتى حاجه فيها تعمل فيها توا باش تتعلم data science that means you're not learning data science that means that you're not even serious you're not intentional it's so important to build a development plan تقرا الكتب اللي related to that new skill you're learning. تتعلم انت public speaking. اوكي كلنا والله نحب نتعلم public speaking. It doesn't. Where do I start? What do I need to do to get to that goal to succeed? ايه شو مالي الكتب اللي في public speaking؟ والله فما الخمسه كتب هذوما. I'll start here. هاو فما articles يحكيوا لهنا. هاو فما الفيديوز هذوما. خليني نبلدي بلاي ليست على يوتيوب. اوكي كل مره نسمع. يعني نبدا في الباص، نبدا في الدار، نبدا قالق عند الدكتور اللي استنى اللي هو find الفورمات اللي يساعدك. You have no excuse. وفما 20,000 فورمات اللي could work for you. Now, the other part is that, okay, you have your goal set up, you believe you can do it, bleed the development, the plan, والcurriculum واضح, and everything is fun and dandy, أمورك واضحة, you're ready to go. Things will get hard. It's just part of the learning process. You're gonna struggle. When you struggle, you have to honor that struggle. You're gonna say, okay, this is so hard. I'm so frustrated. This is getting too hard, but I'm gonna honor it. It's okay. I can do it. Focusي للenergy نتاعك. This is hard today, but once I figure it out, this is gonna help me نجم نشاريها مع عباد آخرين. This is gonna build a stronger character in me. I'm gonna be so expert كنا نحلها هذايا. And it happened to so many people, and I personally went through it so many times. Sometimes it's just a problem. You're facing it تغزر له for days and days, and it's so hard and it's so difficult. And once you resolve it, you just stay there and show up and keep at it. معناها الفرحة هذيك متاع you figured it out, you're ready to share, ومعناها بالرسمي you unlocked it. That is priceless. So respect the process. Struggle and failure is part of it. Reach out for help. The struggle and hardship will forge a great character in you. And that was that. I hope my content was easy to digest, and I'm ready for your questions.
Thank you, Ms. Magouri. The content was really interesting, and it covered a lot of aspects. في الchat فما quelques commentaires, questions not yet, but Nirmeen has read the book Mindset. If you'd like to share something, Nirmeen.
Throughout the book, I had the chance to know better the difference between the fixed and the growth mindset. For example, talking about the fixed mindset, it's about it's when people think that others are good at what they are at what they are doing, like they are born like that. They succeed without the slightest effort. Whereas the growth mindset is the complete opposite. They see failure as a stepping stone to greatness, or to achieving to reaching new heights. They always clap for the success of others. They are not afraid to ask for help. حاجات اللي مش موجودة في الفكر mindset. They believe that the effort to attitude determine everything.
Yeah, definitely. The book is great. I have it. Here is the book. I don't know if you see it. But I have a copy or multiple copies in my OpenMinds project library in Tunis. So if somebody is interested in getting it, next time we have a gathering, a book swap event, please stop by. You can have the book easy, ماهوش كبير برشا. وهو معناها they took that research وحبوا يعمموها على برشا معناها disciplines كيما الeducation. هي عملت ريسيرش كبير علاش صغار كي يبداو يقراو في المات معناها فما صغار يحطوهم في multiple groups، فما صغار معناها تصعب لهم في الايكواسيون. واحد they shrink هكا و they quit وهذايا صعيب عليا وانا مانيش متعمات وهذايا صعيب على الاخر، versus جروب اخر معناها يشوف والله هذايا تشالنجينج ويبقى يحاولوا فما so they notice two معناها two جروبس نتاع حتى في الصغار these are kids معناها مازال ما عندهمش الباك جراوند ومازال ما عندهمش السوسايتي والبليفز وكل الحاجات الكل ما عندهمش. It's just هذاك كي معناها يعطيك بيج ديفرنس. والعباد معناها هي الريسيرش نتاعها نتاع العباد اللي سكسسفول علاش انا هذايا معناها ينجح ويكيب يجراوي معناها they soar. فما people معناها they're exceptional وفما عباد they stop على خاطر كل كان والله هي هنا التكنيكال لما معناها انه يصير فما تلقى عباد معناها عندهم 10 20 عام they doing the same thing they believe اللي هذيك هي that's their skills السكيلز نتاعهم fix ما معناها they're not gonna even try. So there is so much detail in that research. When from my personal experience, I'm trying to apply it to my kids and be very mindful. And it's so amazing how you see it. You just you see it. Oh my God, this is so hard. I'm quitting. I'm not going to do it. وانت ترى كيك صغيرك معناها يشرنكي ويخاف واحد وايل ما منين جيتوا هذا ما يلزمنا نحاولوا ما you have to try constantly you have to remind them of that. And you will be so amazed حتى اللي عنده growth mindset today. If I have a growth mindset, but it's not في المطلق يعني عندي أنا growth mindset في السيت اب نتاع الخدمة. جيني في حاجة أخرى ما نعرفش أنا I'm gonna start a new adventure ولا حاجة ما نعرفهاش ولا I kind of go through the same process ومن بعد نشلق بروحي ناقف معي okay. Of course ما تعرفش. Of course this is scary. Of course there's going to be challenges. But you have to believe you can figure it out. ترجع روحك. أنا الجوب هذايا بالرسمي تغزر مثلا الجوب description ما تعرفش منين تبدأ. أنا تغزر لها أوكي هذايا من غير ما نحاول عرفت. Then you start okay هما فما 10 requirement. When this is really التيم هذايا نحب نقلوا I really want it motivated. كسو سوا بالفلوس كسو سوا بالرول هو بيدو this is something I really want. تغزر انت للجوب ديسكريبشن تلقى 10 تعرف منهم كان زوز 8 هذوك ممكن نقيدوهم. And that's when I start building my development plan. سهلة مهلة ب8 هذوكم زوز لولانين ظهروا لي سهلين نجم ننقيهم داون بسهولة خاطر عندي نعرف شكون يعمل فيها الحاجة ديك مثلا رول هذا يسمو تابلو وديتا اناليتكس انا نعرف حتى شايف ديتا اناليتكس today but I know my friend تخدم به تابلو every day. I'm gonna book 30 minutes مع this person تخدم معايا please can you please walk me through وخليني نرى السكرين نتاعك ووريني شنو تعملوا كيفاش تستعملوا في 30 minutes هذيك I stretched my brain. I learned a new skill وما عادش البروجرس نتاعي من 0 ولا 2 فهمت معناها anything and this is just an example. You go to an interview بالرسمي حضرت له عندك شهرين وتعرف شكون غادي and then معناها تخرج من الانترفيو والله I think selected. I'm feeling so good about this. I think I got it. تروح بعد 2 months ولا 1 month they'll say okay معناها أكل إيميل الماسك sorry we moved with someone else. معناها wasn't me. You like you do it yourself. What is it? What I did everything. Is it معناها do I quit? Do I know this is not something for me وخلينا نمشي نلوج على حاجة أخرى? Doesn't mean that. It means nothing بالرسمي. You failed. It means nothing at that point. You have كانك الكوز هذيك تعني لك برشا يزلك تلصق انت غادي اوكي can I talk with الواحد معناها تنجم حتى تطلب الهايرنج مانجر can you have a quick chat with the hiring manager ولا ما يصيرش نيماليه ونقولوا معناها can you please walk me through البروسيس نتاعكم هل انا معناها فيليت في certain things معناها كانك بالرسم معناها this is important to you توا تلصق وتشد صحيح. And most of I went to one of the training in San Francisco years back. It's called the Exceptional Performer. العباد اللي بالرسمي they excel في حاجة مش نورمال. imagine انتي معناها واحد في الميوزك، واحد في السبورت، they all obsess about their goals. This is something I want, this is something I'm doing, this is something I'm gonna do. كل يوم نحب نتعلم الجيرمان، كل يوم I have on my calendar 30 minutes of journaling كل يوم، no skipping. حتى معناها ريت الجيرني بتاع الليرنينج راهي بروسيس سهل ماهل. believe act result، هذيك هي. the more you believe, the more you act on it, the better the result. There is always +1. ما فماش انا نقول انا توا في السي ار ام تكنولوجي I'm expert وكهو فينا غادي. as I'm speaking تبعثوا لنا ايميل اوكي هذايا باش we added new features اللي نتعلم. There is always that +1. There is always a use case that I never seen before. There is always something I can share from my experience to other people, and there is something أي واحد عنده ما يضيف لك. Well, the more you know, your brain change. The more you're more open to other people's ideas. You're more open to معناها learn from others. You're more open to feedback. تبدا هكا معناها obsessed بالحاجه هذيا، تولي شيخ عليها، واللي يقول كلمه تلصق فيه وبربي ايش تقصد هكا وريني وعندكش resources. معناها you notice yourself you have that passion و that drive في certain things، but تلفت ل certain things اخرى هذيا المات مش نتاعي انا، معناها ما عندي ما نزيد في لنا. Even one person can be in either fixed or growth at different times of the day. تحاول انت مثلا اوكي انا باش نحاول كعك الورقه، جربت المره الاولى من نحكي لكم تجي خايف. It's pretty bad. Even cooking something that complicated. Okay, now I learned something اللي يلزمني ما نعرفش انا التمبريتشر يلزمها لو. المره الثانيه I'm trying it got better. معناها ما تحرقليش وجاه شوش اما منظره مش ذيك الكل. توا انا باش تمشي الايه على تشانل اليوتيوب نتاعها باش نسالها شنو هو السر باش يجيني بيه. and it's that learning process and it's that journey نتاع انت تعمل وتصلح وتعمل وتصلح. you're open to people to give you feedback باش تتعلم هكا منهم. and it applies to every single thing in life. من تربية الصغار باش تتعلم الطيب، تتعلم اليوغا، تتعلم German، تتعلم data science, and it's just it's gonna be that. Just you know how to note the process. You have to تصلح روحك when you تشلك تعدل معناها كل ما تتنشن مخك يهرب هكا وانت ترجعه. هاك little voice في راسك يقول لك تفوق عليك هذا يا صعيب هذا لا مش نتاعك. انت هاك حاولت وفشلت معناها then it's the same. You have to be aware of معناها that little voice in your brain وهذاك راهو so powerful. معناها the more تشلق بيه وتصلح و ديما surround yourself with people اللي هما aligned with your goal نتاعك. The day I decided I want to network with people في تونس خاطر انا معناها جيت لامريكا then I disconnected completely. I started working on that goal. How do I get connected؟ معناها where do I start؟ وانا ما نعرف حد. Okay, I start following people doing the same thing. دي هاي هذيا استدعوا speaker في IEEE. IEEE شنو هو؟ خلينا نتعلم. Let me follow their page. Okay, I'll go to YouTube and see what they're doing. See what I'm doing? I'm starting learning. وتوا معناها basically I know a lot, but I can always do +1. That's why I talked to Sahar last week and I'm saying, can you do something? There is always something you can learn, you can grow, stretch from here. +1. معناها في المات ما تقفش. There is always +1. Hope that was helpful.
Yeah, it certainly was. Salah, he asked if Carol Dweck was the one who made the power post thing. I don't know.
What did he say?
Power post. The power post was Carol Dweck who the one who made it.
The power what?
The power pose. Salah, would you like to explain? Okay, we can move to the series.
I don't know. I really don't know, Salah. I can't answer that. I can look it up offline and get back to you, but I really don't know. I wrote in some articles about growth mindset. Let me go get them. It's on my Medium account. I can share because I'm going there. Entire screen. Share. Medium. So if you go to Medium, you search by my name وإلا تعمل هكا medium.maguri yusra-maguri.medium.com. You'll find my account. Let me share it. I want to share there are multiple articles on growth mindset. وهي success psychology وكان like it can نجم تتعمق فيها قد تحبنا like grit مثلا challenges. Then you think نجم تعمل تتفرج عليها multiple resources and multiple YouTubes ورتقى عليها different books. So the last article was feed your mind with success. Is this the presentation I did for this team, ESPRIT? I think no. I think
no, we had a talk here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was one of the presentation I did recently about how to build your own playlist. And this is very crucial. كي باش تتعلم حاجة جديدة لازمك عندك playlist, a list of things, list of books, list of YouTube, list of articles you're gonna read and all that. So this was more about building your aspect of building your own curriculum. I go back here. I'm going to see the ones. This presentation عملتها مع university في UK هي how to boost your career ولا how to grow using two things اللي هي networking and giving back. It's more focused لهنا انت باش تبوست your career bien sûr فما الاسبكت نتاع learning والاسبكت نتاع تمشي تاخذ سيرتيفيكت والا تكمل تعمل بروجرام في اليونيفرسيتي and all that. There is that bien sûr. Also there is a path to grow your career or boost your career through networking and giving back. And the actual, I think I also have the slides and the video recording available if anyone interested. So I talked about my experience doing networking on social media and how that boosted my career. Okay, hopefully we can get, this is one of the interviews I had about me, mental agility. I swear I have my growth mindset articles. Okay, this one, مثلا هذايا, I'll share it right now. When we fail, we learn. This is how we see failure. يعني why it's important to fail وكيفاش تقف. How you معناها stand up after you fail. Why it's important to fail. معناها why you need to focus on the lesson versus the setback versus the problem هو اللي صار لك. You shouldn't be ashamed. You should be actually sharing it and to understand more about yourself and all that. This is one of the articles. Most of them are very short, so yeah, I talk about mistakes should be celebrated and shared and should never be a source of shame because we usually tend معناها واحد يحشم بيهم كي يفشل. It's you hope nobody mentions it. So that was one. I know I have another one. Okay. Finding growth in our struggle. This one is also a good one. لهنا when you struggle بالرسمي معناها knowing that your brain is stretching. That's when you learn. There is no way you're gonna stretch and grow without going through that struggle. It's basically building the new pathways اللي في البرين متاعك. So that's also a growth mindset article. Yeah. So these are my resources, and there is also a lot of them. Like if you can go to YouTube, you will find a lot of resources there. If anyone has any question or comment, please let me know.
Yeah, Taysir wants to say something.
Yes, I have a question actually. Is it too hard for an introvert, sorry, to be a successful person in a professional life or a leader? Because I've noticed that the majority of them are extroverts, and I'm wondering if there is any first steps to take.
The answer is exactly معناها شلون نحكي فيها اليوم. We're born with a brain able to stretch. We change. You ask me now, like you look at me today. I'm so different from me 2 years ago, so different from 4 years ago. I'm actually going to show you the same presentation I did 4 or 5 years ago, and nobody laughs, okay? I'm going to share my screen. We'll do this. Tell me when you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes.
We can see the screen, yes.
Okay, so the presentation هذيك محليها في Canva. This is the version 4 years ago. Really, I looked at it today and I couldn't believe اللي أنا بريزنتيت هذايا معناتها هذايا. So in this presentation, I went into so many details. يعني فسرت the key ingredients. Also فسرت الواحد characteristics والingredients معناها هكا side by side. But الباك بلاك وكل لايكون و I thought, wow, I can't believe I did that for you. But what did that tell me about myself? It told me that I grew. استرتشيت سكيل وتعلمت طول جديد وهكا عرفت واحد يغزر روحه ويلقى روحه يتعلم حاجة جديدة. To answer your question is, you in 4 or 5 years ماكش باش تشبه ياسين كليه looks boring. I thought that was top notch 4 years ago. But I'm not gonna stop there. You always keep improving وتغزر له وتحسن. That's that's the goal. To answer Nermeen, I think it was it Nermeen's question or Taysir?
Yes.
So to answer your question, you in 2 years, you in 5 years, ماكش معناها it's not you today. Well, that's a problem. برشا عباد they start setting up their goals based on their ability today. يقول لك أنا اليوم نعرف كان هكا وهكا معني. In 5 years, 10 years, I can't imagine myself معناها having my own product. وإلا فهمت معناها تنجم أنت تتصور روحك كان في الفريم اللي أنت فيه اليوم. وهذيك a big mistake when you're trying to be ambitious ولا تحب you achieve a goal وانت ما عندك حتى skill من السكيلز اللي مطلوبين للجوب هذاك. مثلا as I mentioned, to be a people leader there are certain skills, but to tell you it's not possible, it's definitely possible. أنا اليوم as an introvert partially there is a way for me, there is a path. And في الخدمة متاعي مثلا Salesforce we have a development plan معناها مكتوب document اسمه people leader development plan ويعطيك okay number 1 you go to this training, number 2 you do this online workshop, number 3 you write this essay, number 4 you معناها باش يعطيوك 10 20 steps you're gonna have to go through them to be that people's leader. To answer your question, you can do it. You have to build a development plan and تبدأ تنقي down بالaspect when you're gonna get there. Man, there is no way you cannot do it. Man. There's so many people اللي switchوا من التك للleadership من vice versa اللي خرجوا من التكنولوجي مشوا وعملوا their own startups. I don't know. I might open an ice cream shop هكا ولا في عندها برشا locations. Like you never know. Like what I know today and my skills today should not limit me at all. يعني if there is anything you're passionate about, you want to be ولا رول معين تحب توصل له. you just have to build that development plan وتبدا اوكي. فما تحب معناها you wanna be people leader, okay, there are 3 books I can recommend you start there. كملتم البوكس هذوكم you're gonna know so much more than you know today. Go to this training, listen to this podcast. You're gonna make great progress. You will find yourself ready. Hope that helps.
I'd like to mention an example that once I watched a video of an engineer. He's an engineer. He's 40 years old, I guess. He decided he has a family and he has kids. He decided to be a doctor. Now he's in medical. He's doing his medical studies. He have colleagues 20 years old, 25 years old, and he's happy about it. But he makes sacrifices.
Totally. Yes, you can. Does it mean like it's easy? Probably not. But it's feasible. There will be always a learning journey. خاصة توا a lot of jobs ما يلزمكش تكون عندك specific degree. كان تعمل انت your own development plan, you still can make it.
Noel has a question. What's the book that changed your mind, life?
I think this book is really good. To answer Nour's في السبجكت هذا, this is one of the best books في personal development and career growth. There is another book called Thinking Fast and Slow. Recently I read البايو متاع Michelle Obama. It's pretty good. And just seeing someone going through life هكا وما كانش privileged وكيفاش made her way through, كيفاش ولات معناها في هارفارد. It's just stories. بالرسمي what makes me معناها excited معناها واحد هي hearing stories, خاصة stories نتاع عباد I share the same background. مثلا نسمع success stories من تونس ولا people did their own thing, وإلا معناها girls يبداو هكا في الريف و they come up with an idea ولا business هكا. It's so inspiring. I love that aspect. I love people who make معناها a life for themselves بالرغم اللي معناها they don't have a lot of resources, they believe in themselves, they keep a lot of inspiring stories. Those stories اللي أنا معناها نشيخ بيهم بالكدا و I think it's important معناها باش واحد يسمعهم ويتعلم منهم.
Huwaida has a question. How should you talk about your failures? Past job experiences, for example, in jobs interview, if they ask, how should you talk about these failures?
There is a common question هو في الانترفيوز يقول لك okay معناها share an obstacle ولا failure and how you managed it ولا كيفاش عملته. Honestly, السؤال هذاك you have to be as honest and as true and as real as possible. To me, مثلا, I failed in one of my projects. What I did is I was open when I knew اللي أنا عملت a big mistake. I did not hide it. I wasn't معناها ashamed or anything. My number one priority is that I need to tell my manager. I need to be honest. I need to immediately act in a way to limit the damage. Then after that, talk about with my manager and have a plan how this cannot happen. مثلا, throughout your career, you're gonna have problems now. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail to deliver. You're gonna push the wrong button, deploy the wrong code. I almost never know. I almost never knew someone اللي ما عمليش العملة ذيك. At least أنا one of حاجات جراف على الآخر اللي أنا ديليتيت فايلز مهمين على الآخر من ال FTP. جاب رابك. بالرسمي كل عرفت الدم يطلع لك راسك. Oh my god, what did I do? What happened? I was honest with my manager. It's a pure human mistake. بالرسمي في بالي نفسخ في الستaging ونفسخ في الفايلز واحد ذرنتني مشيت فسخت الدنيا الكل. They have to find معناها they had some backup ما مش كل شيء. they were open, okay, the communication was very clear. This is a human mistake. We took the steps so this cannot happen again. معناها هي هذيك هي انت كيفاش they want to know انت كيفاش تتصرف بالرسم الكاستيون هذيك exactly. They want to know how do you face challenges, how do we face failure. يلزمك انت تعرف I failed, I acknowledge it, I want to know what exactly happened, what I acted in the right way, what I was معناها كيف هي I acted with integrity والتيم متاعي والجروب متاعي was a priority. معني مانيش شكل يا خملتهم هذا، وخاصة blaming others. You assume كل I assume I own my responsibility, it was my mistake. Let's let's معناها let's find a path forward.
Amir has a question, I guess.
I think Nermeen raised her hands before me.
تفضل.
It's okay. Nermeen, would you like?
If you have some people in your life with a fixed mindset, say someone who never admits mistakes and fakes a perfect image in front of others, how do you deal with them?
كامل على الآخر. أنت what do you wanna معناها there are people. One, you don't go to any conversation with the goal of changing their mind. أنت what do you want؟ ما تحب أنت you want to change their mind, you want to have them take a different decision, وإلا أنت you care about them so much you wish they see اللي يعملوا فيه غلط مثلا، وإلا they're stuck و they think هذاك هو there is nothing they can do better.
How to help them to cultivate the growth mindset?
There will be steps. ما نعرفش مثلا كان I don't know like a friend she's stuck في الجوب هذايا و she thinks معناها there are no opportunities تنجمش تتعلم واحد. مثلا تقبل انت وياها مرة اعملي روحك سبونتاني، ما وريها presentation وإلا وريها سكرين نتاعك ولا والله شوف هذايا قرأت معاك ولا حاجة she has so much in common, look she started working at this job, let's see شنو ما الجوبز اللي يحيريوا ليها مثلا. فهمت؟ تولي انت بيدك you're building a development plan باش هي تبدل. فهمت؟ if you really care كانها really important you really want to fit it in your schedule you care so much about it, you can make changes. وإلا معناها sometimes now people are not receptive at all time all day. يعني there will be time where people are more receptive. ما نعرفش أنا in my personal experience I don't share my ما نعطيش feedback للعبد unless they reached out. وإلا معناها I care so much and معناها I find the good واحد وقت باهي، وإلا I approach it with واحد listening معناها help them get to that point. قولي انتي ما نعرفش انا I can't do this نقول لك انا okay do you really want it انتي تحب تعمل ولا ما تحبش تعمل؟ تقول لك انا والله ماذا بيا نعمل حاجه هذه اما صعيبه برشا فورنا. تقول لها انتي شنو حاولت؟ فما حاجه حاولتها؟ تقول لك والله فما تريننج هذايا يعملوا فيه ب200 دينار وانا ما عنديش توا وبزيد الوقت. تقول انت والله هذايا بتحبش نعاونك نشوف لك كان فما حاجه اونلاين بلاش معناها التيرناتيف ولا تقول لك زعما معناها I don't think there is anything. تعاونها انت بالطريقه هذيك، اما you go with a listening ear و you go receptive و you go ماكش باش تعطي الجادجمنت نتاعك انت you really listen you want to know معناها why. Ask more questions. And in this situation, I find very, very helpful here. One, not to give your opinion, to ask question. يعني أبقى أسأل علاش أنت هذايا وهل هي important هذايا ولا لا؟ هل أنت تقلقت على خاطرنا؟ I hope I'm not offending you. يعني أنت she will feel اللي أنت genuinely trying to help وهي بشوي she'll start to open up. من بعد ترجع لك تقول لك والله أنا يعطيك الصحة كالدسكشن كانت بالكدا و it made me think تنجمش تعاوني فهمت معناها a lot of this is managing a difficult conversation اللي أنا right now at this moment I'm working on it. There are times اللي بالرسمي ما تعرفش ما تعمل يا أخي إيش بي why you don't see it يعني حاجة أنا I see it so clear the other person doesn't see it وإلا see it completely different. We are people, we're human, we have different backgrounds, we have different paths وكل واحد يفكر بطريقة مختلفة but I feel like that human touch و genuinely caring و being interested in the other person as him and not judging him will open up معناها channels متاع communication و hopefully معناها ال conversation will move forward وما تمشيش العركة معناها. Thank you.
أمير.
Well, thank you so much, Madam Yosra, for being with us for the second time. It's always a pleasure for us. So what I will talk about or I will ask about is, well, I will start with a quote said by Walt Disney. What he said that I always like to take on the optimistic side of life, but I am realistic enough to know that life is a complex matter. Well, when we start with this quote and we compare it to our, let's say, our life or our society with the huge number of self-development or human development trainers who are focusing on the first part of the quote about being optimistic, but that makes a big problem for the youth. That they are focusing on being optimistic, but they forget to be realistic, and that's why after a year maybe of working and of hard working with very high expectations, they will fail. And this is a big problem for our youth or for our generation. Madam Yosra, with your experience, how you advise us, or do you have tricks or some experience to share about being realistic in our life? And thank you.
Very good question. I think before people go seek help, they need to know the growth mindset. And if you paid attention in human presentation, I said معناها باش تقدم انت وباش تعمل growth, the first thing هي البelief هذاك being optimistic I can do it, there is nothing in the world ما نجمش نعمله واللي هذاك I think that's what being advertised. معناها they work on that belief الولاني بالكل. It's important هو راهو انت ما تنجمش تقدم كل ما تعرفش اللي انت you can do it, you got it, you can figure it out. يعني نجم انا تو ندبر راسي فهمت هذيك المونتاليتي هذيك. It's so important to know خاطر زاده برشا معناها a lot of time we're taught اللي حتى في تربيتنا معناها انت لا سيب لو حالك هذاك مش نتاعك معناها انت شنو هذا رد بالك تتكسر تو تطيح معناها برشا في التربيه نتاعنا نتاع don't try stuff اللي ما حاجه ما تعرفهاش ما تعملهاش 1000 خطوه ولا تنجيزه الحيط والامثال من الصباح لليل نتاع رد بالك بي cautious معناها فم البليف سيدوكم واحد لازم يشلق بهم باهي الاديوكيشن هذيك but then you have to have a plan. انت شنو تحب الجول نتاعك واضح توا معناها you have a goal. كي انا نحب نعمل بزنس اونلاين ونحب نعمل فلوس ولا نحب ندبر خدمه كي تمشي انت somebody who tells you yes you can do it, it's not gonna solve any problem for you. Now what you need to do اللي راهي البروسيس هذاك فيه challenges فيه 20,000 حاجه انت ما تعرفهاش توا وصعيب وموست لايكلي راهو مخك باش يقول لك سيب عليك وهذا حاجه ما تعرفهاش و this is challenging and all that. You need to acknowledge اللي that's gonna happen. كي تعرفوا انت البروسيس هذايا it's not gonna work من المرة الأولى. حتى adopting the growth mindset needs practice. the more you practice the more تفهم. يعني كي تجيك انت حاجه صعيبه حتى في القرايه كنت تقول هي توا الليله نسهر عليها ونحاول، ما لقيتهاش تكلم صاحبك بالله عملتش بروجرس في هذيك I can't see it please help me. ما يعطاكش هو حتى معلومه وذرنتك انت مقدم عليه اكثر تمشي اونلاين هكا تفركز. معناها these are the tools باش انت تقدم، باش انت تلاقي levels when you have a challenge ماكش معناها باش تهرب because life is so complex. and as you said هي knowing the facts. توينا مثلا تجيني لهنا في السيت اب نتاعي it's so important to know الواحد الجيم نتاع البلاصه اللي انت فيها. Most likely I don't have the same chances as somebody else اللي هو more privileged. It's gonna also apply في تونس. معناها you know the game. شنو هي الجيم؟ how people get jobs. معناها what's the dynamic غادي. people تطلع في بعضها وهذا يطلع في هذا والعباد داخله بالمعارف معناها that's a fact. تمشيش انت تعمل I believe I can fly وتمشي هكا معناها تهز روحك وتمشي لشركه وهز بورتفوليو نتاعك وهما معناها they're not gonna even look at your resume. You know your fact, you know the facts. It's important. As much as you believe in your ability to grow, you change معناها build your skills. زادا you know الجيم والكي بلايرز وشكون الشركه. فعني الديسبلين انت تحب تدخل فيها لازمك تفهمها بالكدا باش انت تعمل ديفلوبمنت بلان ايواتها هذايا. باهي انت الجيم الكلها معناها تفهم التشانسز نتاعك. انا there is less likely chance انا باش نلقى خدمه في الداتا ساينس في تونس as right now probably فما 5-6 شركات والشركات هذوما معناها historically قاعدين يهايريو في 2-3 من الناس كل عامين. وانت شنو باش تعمل معناها then؟ قول لك انت just believe in yourself. I'm believing in myself but I have to build a plan. معناها what do I do now? What else can I do? Where do I go from here? يلزمك حتى معناها you might be even struggling to set up the next goal. And to be honest معناها في certain levels في الكارير that is the problem. معناها you see some تشد بلاستيك انت you have a good job اوكي معناها ويجيك المانجر نتاعك والا الشركه الكلها تقول لك اوكي توا باش نعملوا ديفلوبمنت بلان واكتب لي الدوكيمون هذا انت شنو الجول نتاعك وشنو تحب تعمل في العام هذا وهاو كان وي سبورت يو. all the good reasons هما توا يحبوا يعاونوك. اما انا ما عندي حتى جول. what do I go from here? I have to answer that question for myself. how do I answer that question for myself? by looking around. قاعده هذيا خليوها في عينيكم معناها look around. you're gonna find the answers. local people اللي كيفكم هما شنو قاعدين يعملوا اللي سابقينكم هما شنو قاعدين يعملوا اللي هما معناها they're working on that same goal. what challenges and be open and go and say I'm really passionate about this and I saw you have so many articles about it and I saw you talk about it. can you please معناها مثال شني ماليك مثال معناها be open be vulnerable and try to learn from the people around you. بالسيت اب نتاعك معناها it's once you believe الابيليتيز نتاعك تنجم تتعلم وتنجم واحد there is hard work to do and that's what I said. step number 2 is do the work. probably doing the work is another layer غادي هي know what you want to do. شنو تحب تمشي له شنو تحب تعلمه what skill you want to do شنو اللي required. once you know all the facts هذوما الرياليتي تولي انت تعمل development plan. probably once you have that انت تولي in charge. you probably are more comfortable working with yourself. خاطر انت توا باش تبلدي على روحك باش تمانجي your own schedule باش تتعلم حاجات and you're gonna do the work versus when you're in society والا في المارشي نتاع الخدمه so many are out of your control. برشا حاجات بايس ومعارف والopportunities ما فماش والايكونومي دري شنو معناها هذوما الكل نورمالمون تكتبهم هكا في واحد. so انا being stuck في هذاك الفانتسي نتاع I can do anything I want will not get you far. but I believe in واحد action. show me the work. what do I do? do I need a mentor? باش يعاونني نفهم يعني أنا شنو يلزمني نعمل. Do I need to talk to people? Do I need to start writing about stuff ونريسيرشي ونقرأ كتب معناها learn more, network more, volunteer more. هذوما حاجات هكا نورمالمون تبدا في مخك انت باش تعرف الديفلوبمنت بلان نتاعك شنو. But living in denial وفي الجو ربيع it's not gonna solve it.
Yes, Shuruk has a question. Is there a decision you wish you didn't make or a mistake maybe?
مش mistake. معناها looking at what I did ولا all the decisions I did معناها I could have done better, but me at that time that's the best thing I could do. معناها I can't أنا توا من هنا توا كان presentation اللي ريتوها وظهرت لكم وقتها ظهرت لي top معناها it was really amazing. معناها حاجة هايلة والوين هكا بلاك و لطف برا توا يعني مشيش انا توا from my all the only thing I know كي تبدا هكا تعمل mistake انت like I said كي تعمل mistake وتخرج وتقراوي منها I really appreciate myself more. نغزر لها انا هذيك ونقول اوكي I did my best at that time وهذاك البست I could do و look at me today. والله ظهر لي if you agree متاع اليوم خير من متاع 4 سنين التالي. ما ظهر لي هنا هكا ظهر لي
For sure.
Hey, looking at what mistake is a positive thing. It means that I grew. It means that أنا كملت نطور في روحي لأن ما وقفتش غادي. فهمت؟ يعني ديما المستيك هذيك تراها كي شنو تعلمت منها و look at me now. If I see that as a mistake, that means أنا تبدلت. And if I changed معناها that's very good. خاطر أنتي كي تبدا العالم كله العالم around you يتبدل التكنولوجي تتبدل. تنقل انا كي قريت نقرا في دريم ويفر ترى شنو معناها التولز اللي قريت بيهم لا علاقه يعني نتفكرهم توا نقول اكيد بلي I used to work with that tool معناها مهزله. No, it's something else. And when you look back ترى mistake, it's a good thing. It's a testament to you. ويزمك تشكر روحك ويزمك تكون thankful اللي انتي كملت ووصلت وحسنت من روحك و this is not gonna stop. maybe عام الجاي عامين اخرين نعمل البرزنتيشن هذايا بلكشي نعملها هكا more animated ولا حاجة أخرى معناها next level.
True. Mariam, your proudest achievement through growth mindset.
What's the question?
What's your proudest achievement through growth mindset?
The very thing I'm seeing it خاطر توا I'm raising young kids وهما زوز athletes. Actually tomorrow they have عندهم competition ninja competition وين عامله روحي كالكوتش so نطبق عليهم في الجروث مايند سيت you can do it look at you look at all the progress you did وعندهم عام وشهرين من اللي بداوا التريننج ديما نفكرهم the day they joined what skills they could do ما نجموا يعملوا حتى شيء يغزروا للصغار الاخرين ينقزوا يعملوا في الجيمناستيك and all that. And خاصة my daughter ياسمين she shares so much her emotion. مثلا تقول لك أنا lately معناها like last week she said I'm jealous of my brother. معناها بالرسمي خاطر هو he has been practicing doing backflip أكلي هكا يقف لهنا ينقز ويجي ويقف عنده شهرين ما يعمل كين في الحاجة هذيك obsessed يعمل فيها كل يوم for so many hours توا he nailed it ولا يعمل so كي استدعينا عباد في الدار ولا يشاو يقف وشوف انا شو نعمل ويطلع على البنك ويعمل باك فليب so هي غارت منه وجاتني قالت لي مامي tell him to stop I'm so jealous of him. يعني she acknowledged اللي هي معناها حست اللي هي ما تعرفش هذيك واللي هي intimidating. قلت لها يا اخي انت تحب تعمل كيفه؟ قالت لي ياي اما صعيب قلت لها اوكي غدوه نمشيو للتريننج بليس نتاعهم. I'll talk to the يعني to the coach ويقول لنا كيفاش نعملوا وشنو ما الكلاسات. يا اخي درنتو يعني this is بالرسمي يعني the growth mindset I'm practicing on them. قالوا لي اوكي. فما نهار الخميس there is a class called flips and stunts لازم تمشي له ومشيت له twice this week. So we already خذينا steps. وكوتش الاخر زاد قال زاد في الفري جيم he's gonna help her وبالرسمي he started helping her. So she moved from jealousy and emotionally معناها feeling down خاطرها ما تعرفش واخوها يعرف to we acted, we have a development plan for her and she already made progress and she's so proud of herself. خاطرها she met the gymnastic teacher. She said, oh, you know what, I'm working on my backflip today. قلت لها واو هذاك ادفانسد عاد معناها سكيل اخرى هذايا. فهمت معناها I see them in الجروث مايند سيت I'm seeing it معناها mindfully هكا since هما ولاو more priority than me in my career at least right now. So I definitely like trying to be mindful في الواحد هذايا I can share even more like with my kids. بالحق معناها كل كيد عنده حاجات developed فيه وعنده حاجات يلزمني I still work on them. I don't ما نقارنهمش ببعضهم. Like even with my daughter she said على الباك فليب ما يلزمهاش هي تعمل كيما اخوها if it's important to her وهي she said yes خاطر هي كانها تجلس وفي نفس الوقت ما تحبش تعملها الحاجه هذيك. I would have took another معناها approach. ما هي تحب تعملها هذيك الحاجه بالذات. If she said no I actually don't want that. اما شو هو كيفاش معناها he's proud ويوري في العباد ولوك at me ودري شنو وهي she felt مع okay maybe we work on something else. He already good at gymnastics. Maybe we see what's the next level advanced skills في الحاجه اللي هي تعرف فيها already باش تولي هي بيدها تشوف يجيني الضيف. So there مشكله. So this is my personal واحد. I also used it في my career. أما honestly يعني كي تبدأ أنتي كي تبدأ challenges متاع الكارير من الأول ما همش هما challenges توا. I honestly يعني I have different challenges كل عام كل عامين هكا ال challenges متاعي في الخدمة different but نصلح روحي معناها sometime يجيبونا new tool من الأول oh my god معناها oh my god ليش باش يعلمهولي ليش يعملهولي نولي اوكي كلنا عندي لينكدين ليرنينج خلينا نحطه خلينا نجوجل خلينا نسيرشي في لينكدين ليرنينج بالك شي نلقى كورس نتاع 20 minutes نحطه 20 minutes نسمع اوكي انا اعرف هاني شويه ومن بعد نشد معناها كلاس اطول فيه مور ديتيلز ومن بعد نمشي كل اللينك اللي بعثته لي المانجر باش نقراه هو في كونفلونس ولا اليوم ونمشي نقراه. So I'm teaching myself it's okay to be overwhelmed. باهي ما يسالش I acknowledge it معناها هذيك هي البرين فريكيا تجيب له حاجه جديده وعندك انت لازمك تتعلمها by certain date خاصه كان فما pressure بالوقت ولا واحد you're gonna be overwhelmed and it's normal we all go through it. ماكش انت مطلعه ولا خاطرك ما عندكش skills ولا خاطرك ناقصه هكا it's not you it's the process and the more you practice it the more you're gonna be more comfortable معناها going through it I think.
Nauris would like to say something.
Yes, hello. First of all, I would like to thank you for sharing your experience with us and especially your energy and your positive vibes. It's a great pleasure to listen to you, الحقيقة. Then, can you tell us more about your beginnings and how you knew that this field was a perfect fit for you and that you wanted to enter it? And what are the main difficulties that you found at the time? Thank you.
يعيشك نورس. It's really exciting for me to always share my experience. My beginning were hard. الحق هنا ما كانش عندي defined goal. الجول متاعي was to find the first job. أنا كملت قريت الماتريز متاعي نحب نتخرج ونمشي. وقت سافرت خاطرني عرست ومشيت لسياتل واشنطن، وغادي ما كانش عندي نتورك، ما كانش I looked around ما لقيتش عباد تشبه لي عملت حاجه كيفي، فماش عباد ما وقت نلوج، هل نعمل ايكيفالونس لقرايتي، هل نمشي نقرا نلوج حاجه اخرى، معناها I have so many questions اللي ما عنديش ليهم answers. What I did وقتها معناها I was just going online and seeing the jobs اللي قراب لي غادي whether they hiring، ونبدا نقرا في الديسكريبشنز ونشوف الحاجات اللي انا عندي فيها السفا، حاجات يلزمني شويه، وليت نشد كل مره بروفايل هكا ونقرا شنو لازم الديسكريبشن. then I go on lynda.com اللي هي learning platform 10 سنين التالي، ونتعلم. فما جاب يحبوا على واحد يعمل لهم ويب سايت فيه فلاش، فتعلمت كيفاش نعمل انيميشن في فلاش، وخدمت ويب سايت وقتها فريلانس وهكيك. واللوكي جاب اللي من بعده هذا يحبني نعمل له واحد ويب بورتال، اوكي نعرف البي اتش بي، نعرف شنو، معناها نعلم في روحي بشويه بشويه until I landed the first job. It wasn't easy وما كنتش نعرف الانسر to everything. This is what I want you to know. You're not gonna know. ماكش باش تعرفها هكا مسطره واضحه في عينيك what's gonna go, because this is your path and you're gonna figure it out. هذيك you believe you're gonna figure it out, you're gonna know how to do move. معناها be flexible، ما تكونش انت شاده. كلنا ما نخدم كان في الشركه هذه don't obsess about something specific, just be open as you want. هذيك when somebody is starting a career you have to be very open. I struggled a lot. I didn't think I'm good enough. I didn't think l'anglais متاعي باهي. I didn't think my accent was a good thing. I was shy. I doubted myself a lot. But ما منعنيش اللي هنا نمشي، ما عنديش حتى حل آخر. If I want to get a job I need to go show up. فما بلايص مشيت لهم معناها job places ما عجبونيش. There is one place they have dogs في الكومباني. I thought it was so weird. معني تبدأنتي في الريسبشن تستنى للانترفيو فما كلاب تدور. That was their culture. I thought okay I will never work here. تصور انتي وين طلعتي نخاف من البيج دوجز واحد من الكالتشر هذايا. معناها كومباني خذيت الباص 4 سوايع باش نمشي نعمل انترفيو، ومن بعد معناها I was shocked. الكالتشر نتاعهم at that time ظهرت لي غريبه. توا اوكي نعرف فما كيكا شركات دوغ فريندلي but anyways you just ما تبديش تحب تعرف الانسرز من الاول. معناها go apply، برا شوف، برا جرب، خلي روحك open. work on your profile. كي تبدا ما عندك ما تعمل ولا تستنى في حاجه، زيد علم روحك. connect with the right people. شاربني روحك في الحاجه في الديسبلين اللي تحب تعرفيها. شوف شكون الكي بلايرز وابدا تبعهم على السوشيال ميدياز، انتراكتي معاهم، اقرا more. So these are the things that you should be doing, and when you're doing all these things you know you're gonna get it. You'll get there. Don't over stress it. All right.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Magouri. I think that's it with the questions. If there's someone else who would like to share something, please go ahead. Otherwise, I'd like to say thank you so much, Ms. Magouri. فرحانة برشا اللي كنت معنا، وديما سيسيون بعد سيسيون ديما عنا نستفيدوا وعنا نحكيو ديما لي كيستيون فوالا كانوا برشا. باش نخليك آخر كلمة و I'd like to say thank you so much.
يعيشك عشك. Such a pleasure. Pleasure. Please reach out if anything else. I want you to know you're gonna figure it out as long as you have the right mindset, as long as you be open. You'll figure it out. It sounds حتى when things are difficult and hard, there will always be a way. I wish you all the luck في القراية والeducation, and I hope you all are safe. You know where to find me. Email me. Let me see. I shared some of my contacts في presentation. نجم نعطيكم زاد presentation if you want to keep it for others اللي مش جاوش. Where is my presentation? Okay. So please keep in touch. My email, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Medium, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. So just find me. If you have any question, follow-up, feedback, anything. So it's a pleasure to be here with you. إن شاء الله بقية رمضان يكون مبروك عليكم.